It's time for the Z versus Z match of the week. In the bottom left-hand corner, we do have the blue Zerg playing as Viddy. In the upper right-hand corner, we have the red Zerg as Veles playing for Team SWB today. As you can see, it is a Z versus Z match on Derelict Watch TE. Not sure what the TE stands for, but I'm pretty sure it's pretty common knowledge, and you can let me know in the comments below. We do have an Overlord scouting out for Mr. Viddy, going across to the cross spawn location right away so he can see what's going on. In the upper right corner, we do have Mr. Veles is not going to scout this match, is going to go the typical bronze level way. Non-scout, I'll guess, and pray to the good Zerg Lord I counter whatever you build. Does have the gas up and will start mining gas fairly early in this game here. Does get 2 on the gas to start this. I will imagine 3 will get up pretty soon once his mineral count gets up there. Down in Mr. Viddy's corner, he does currently have out the spawning pool. No gas so far. Is getting out some overlords though, making sure he does not get supply blocked. His overlord is slowly making it across the map. He is sending out all his overlords to get very good map vision. Very well played by Mr. Viddy. I can tell you right now, this is a bronze versus bronze matchup we have here. So expect some great things to happen in this one. We are getting some dogs out currently. We do have 8 dogs on the team of Mr. Veles and 0 on the team of Mr. Viddy, but does have his queen out before Veles, so this should be good so far. We'll speed this up a bit, as it does appear nothing is going to happen too early. We do have the dogs moving to the ramp. They're doing a little bit of back and forth here, trying to determine when he wants to go out. Should really be scouting with those dogs at this point in time, so he does know what's going on. But like I say, he is going to go blind and just go for the baneling bust. He does have the baneling nest slowly building. Mr. Viddy is getting a drone out so far here. I do not know if that is a scouting drone or if he is looking to go expand with that drone. More than likely is looking at a hidden expansion. Yes, he is right here. Is going to drop the hidden expansion once he gets his mineral count up, or once he pays attention and realizes the drone is sitting there. Whichever will come first, as he is sitting on 600 minerals. So we should see the hatch go down pretty quick here. Mr. Viddy does have a tiny little herd of dogs going out here. He has 12 dogs moving across the field here. 16 dogs at the very top to greet them once they get there. We are currently, looks like, getting some more drone count up here. We do not have the Roach Warren quite up yet. Maybe waiting for enough gas so he can start getting a whole bunch of banelings out, but we'll soon find out for Mr. Veles. If we go down to Mr. Viddy's corner, we do have a Roach Warren. He is going to elect to go roaches. Should make for a fairly interesting matchup here. Mr. Viddy does see there is no early hatch so far. Nobody's dropped the early hatch. Is going to move into the base, and it would meet up with a bunch of other dogs. Should be a fairly draw of a matchup here. Mr. Viddy will lose a little bit more, but either way, no big deal. Dogs are expendable, as we know. And Viddy does currently have the best map vision, does have his overlord finally up into the base here as the other overlord stopped at the top left. It looks like the queen beat it up a little bit. And Viddy should probably hover over the expo here just so he knows the timing of the opponent's expo. Viddy does have a drone up here. This drone has headed off. Maybe he's on lunch break. Taking a little bit of a break anyways, has been there for a little while. I'm sure Viddy will soon enough look at the minimap, see the blue dot, and drop the hatch down, I would like to imagine. The drone is going to move down, is going to possibly make a hatch. No, has elected to attack the plates first. Now we'll drop down the hatchery to get the expansion out. Really, these guys should both have a hatchery out, but that is quite fine. This is Bronze League at its best. Does get the hatchery out now. Mr. Viddy is moving out. Does have a small team of roaches to guard the top of that ramp. And we will see what he is going here. He does have 2 spine crawlers, so is looking to defend the mineral line in case he does get attacked by that swarm of dogs down at Veles' end of this map. Mr. Viddy also has decided to save up a little bit of money here. Could possibly be looking at some layer tech. And of course, yes, he is. Halfway up the layer tech. Sorry I was a bit behind on that. But yes, he does have the layer going up here. So it will be fairly interesting to see what Mr. Viddy decides to go in this match. We do have the Roach Warren now up for Mr. Veles. He does still have that baneling. Just baneling nest there. Doesn't look like he's going to do too much with it. I can't picture any banelings coming out yet. Is doing some creep spread. Very good Bronze League play. This guy must be an advanced Bronze League player. Maybe closer to a bronzy silver color. Who knows? Veles also is going to get the layer technology, so it's going to be very interesting as their timing is a little bit behind Mr. Viddy's, but still good enough. Mr. Viddy will see what he is going to go now. Possibly a Spire. Could even see him go into an infestation pit into Ultralisk would be pretty sweet. Ultralisk aren't seen very much in Bronze League, but let's hope for the best in this one here. So Mr. Viddy is getting some more dogs out here, just making sure he's well covered as he has dropped his hatchery down and does not want to lose that there. A little bit late on the hatchery, but that is quite fine. We will forgive these Bronze Leaguers. He is now getting some drones onto his natural, Mr. Veles is. He currently does shape up to have 7 roaches, 11 zerglings, 1 queen, and 19 drones. Mr. Viddy is a little bit more on the macro, does have a couple more drones on his side, and 10 zerglings, 8 roaches. Either way, they both have very close armies right now. The queen has spotted the overlord trying to get around to the back of the base, as Mr. Viddy is trying to see what kind of build is happening, making sure there are no hidden buildings, just to make sure. A lot of times the spire will get built in the back of the base. Mr. Viddy just making sure that he does see it if it does get there. Will lose that overlord, which will hurt a bit as it does put him at a supply block. We'll need to get out 2 more overlords to get back to building units here. We'll speed this up a bit while it doesn't appear anything's going to happen right away here. Mr. Viddy does get his natural up now. Should start seeing that get going right away. He is going to start scouting with this dog. Send him up more as a sacrificial little doggy. Little tiny poodle heading up the map here is going to see what's inside the base and try and get as much scouting info as he can, as I do not believe that his overlord got in as far as he would have liked. Apparently decided that he is going to stop and attack the spine crawler. Really pointless, kind of a waste of a dog. Should have really tried to run that up and around the outside so he can see what he was up against. Either way, we are now getting down the Hydralisk Den. That will be the choice of build for Mr. Veles. And Mr. Viddy, I would imagine, would have something up by now with his layer tech. And it does appear that he has nothing yet, but he does have layer tech, so he can brag to all his friends about his layer technology. He is moving across the map here very, very slowly, as Mr. Viddy does not believe in creep spread, so he will go across the map at the speed of turtle lightning. He is slowly getting up to here. Would hopefully imagine he is going to start attacking these spine crawlers and back out right away, as it would not be the best of engagements, as he does have a little bit of an idea of what is up the ramp here. He does know there are a lot of dogs. Has not seen the roaches yet, so could be in for a bit of a rude awakening. Is going to burrow and try and get his way in there. There is no vision in here, so he should be able to get in here quite fine. Sure, Viddy is burrowing his way right up here. The queen does possibly scout them, as he did just ingest larvae there. And he will move right into the base. Still no vision. Hopefully does not pop up on top of those bathelings, as that would be disaster. Is going to get right around to the mineral line. Very brilliant Bronze League move by Mr. Viddy. This is brilliant above level technology for a Bronze Leaguer. I'm very proud of him. Should get a lot of drones kills here. Is dropping the drones here. All these drones are going down. We'll get burrowed pretty quickly here, I would like to imagine. Yes, he does. Very good play by Viddy. If we take a look at the kills, 14 workers killed by Viddy. Very well done. Does appear like Mr. Viddy is going to try and sneak his way out. I would like to see him start unburrowing here, or he is possibly doing the heal and attack move, which is also very common. Heal while he's burrowed, pop up and attack the odd time, see if he can win this battle. Overseers are on the map. Viddy really doesn't have a choice other than to engage this now. Will more than likely lose all of his units, but it will be a very close battle. So very good engagement by Mr. Viddy. Did do the damage he needed to do up here. Very well done, Mr. Viddy, as the rest of his units slowly do come to a dwindling halt now. It does look like we're going to see the Hydra Roach combo. Appears to be the build that we will see here. Is getting some research here. Is getting the car pace. Is getting the melee damage upgrade. Mr. Viddy, however, at the other end, I would like to see some layer tech buildings. And yes, it is going to be a spire. So we will see some mutas out of Mr. Viddy. Let's take a look at the production tab here. Just 1 second. We will go over here, and we do have just the 2 upgrades. We do have 8 mutas in the works here for Mr. Viddy. Very smart idea. Should be very interesting once he gets that going here. I do apologize for pausing the game there. I just had to quickly pause it just so I can get my stuff together on the side at the same time. Sorry, I'm doing 2 things at once right now. Mr. Viddy is going to get out an Overseer, as maybe he's looking to be countered here by the exact same thing. As a lot of times, if something fails for you, the other guy will counter with the same thing just to flaunt it in your face. Either way, Overseers are very handy to have here. They will both come to a very good standstill here. Mr. Viddy really should start putting some more pressure on. Does realize he has wore the army down. could possibly look at maybe draining some more drones off here with these mutas, and yes, that is exactly what is going to happen. Mr. Viddy has got up a third, which is slowly building up here. He will go into the back of the natural here. We do currently have one spore crawler here. Won't be enough. Mr. Viddy hopefully overlooks that, keeps going into the mineral line. No, he is a topping to attack it. I do not recommend talking spore crawlers, as he will lose 1, 2, 3 mutas, 4 mutas. Not a very good trade-off at all for Mr. Viddy. Very poor engagement for him. That does put Mr. Viddy back by a little bit, but it doesn't appear Mr. Veles is building a whole heck of a lot, so Mr. Viddy didn't fall behind, and food count is still well up on that, as it does appear that he does have a much better macro game. Does have his lings out now. Does look like he has speedlings as well here. Very good by Mr. Viddy. Oh, does not have speedlings. I do apologize. Does not have speedlings yet. Figured he would have got that upgrade as well, as he does have a lot of lings on the field. And up here, Mr. Veles, he currently does have just still the Roach Warren, the Baneling Nest, and the Hydralisk Den. So we will not see a tech switch out of him. He is going to stick with the Hydras. Very good counter to the Mutalisk, but he will get 2 extractors here so he can get that gas count going for him here. Mr. Viddy building a fairly good army at the front of his base here. Let's take a look at our units tab here. Mr. Viddy does have 9 more mutas on the field here, 3 queens, 31 dogs. Wow, Mr. Viddy, loving the dog count. Veles is not building a whole heck of a lot, really needs to get that army up, but if Mr. Viddy is going to continue with these poor engagements, then Mr. Veles keeps coming out on top. He could overtake in the end once we do get into some late game action here. So we will slowly speed this up here so we can kind of see what's going to happen here. Mr. Viddy does have the expansion going up here, the third, slowly starting to get some drones out on it. Would imagine the queen finishing up there will start doing some larva inject. Still does not believe in the spreading of creep, but does believe in expanding. Here we go at the 19-minute mark. What a good break that drone got to have up here. Very well done, but now he has been put to work. Mr. Viddy has overseen it, brought the white hard hat out, said build a hatchery or else. The drone complies, of course. And I would like to see a little bit more of a muta count here, as he does realize the Hydras are thin on Mr. Veles and is going with some heavy roach, really getting the ground units out there. Very, very smart. Hopefully does a double-pronged attack here, sends these mutas into the back of the base there, send his roaches up the front door. I think would work quite fine. Might be able to kill off an expansion. We'll soon find out. Has selected his units, is going to get the mutas moving out of the map here. We'll slow this down a bit here so we can enjoy this engagement. Is going to move all the way up here. Let's see what he's going to run into. Does have 2 spore crawlers now, and remember, spore crawlers in the last patch did get a little bit of a buff, so do some more damage now. So here we go. He is going to go up the exact same way he came the first time. Hopefully chooses a bit better of an engagement this time. Is checking to make sure we do not have a third or a fourth down this side. Doesn't realize there is a third up on the very top middle of the map so far, but he's just making sure there's nothing else on the map that he is unaware of. He will now head up here to the very top of the map. Looks like he is going to head towards the natural again here. And he is going to stop here for a little bit, possibly waiting to get a bit better of a muta count up here. Does still have 39 dogs, 12 roaches, and 5 queens on the board right now. Veles is a little bit behind on the macro, isn't building very, very fast, but does have 15 Hydralisks on the field, which can do some good damage to this muta compilation we have here. If we do check the upgrades, Mr. Viddy is sitting at 0-0. Very good upgrades for a Bronze Leaguer. Not very often do you see a 1. But Mr. Viddy is in compliance with all Bronze Leaguers. Very well done. If we look at the other opponent, Mr. Veles, he does have a 1 for armor and a 0 for attack. Mr. Viddy is going for the engagement here. Is not going to win this. Way too many Hydralisks there. Not the best of engagements again. Mr. Viddy really is getting hit hard with these dominating attacks by Mr. Veles when Viddy approaches the base. Really needs to choose his engagements a little bit more wisely. Was moving his army out. Really got to get the timing down a little bit better now, but that is quite fine. If we go up here, we do have the third. It's not doing much, but it is built for Veles. Up here, we do have 2 queens sitting on the expo. Very good in case he does get a little bit of harassment from dogs. He can fend that off. 2 queens up here at the third, and does have the 3-3 on the gas. Really pumping the gas out here, as when you are going with a muta build, you do need a heavy gas count. Viddy is slowly rebuilding this army. I would like to see what he's going to go with here. He does have the 12 dogs, or the 12 roaches, sorry, the 39 dogs still. If we go to production, Viddy has transformed into Ultralisk. Very nice. We do have the swarm host for Veles. Very good. Both these guys teching up very well. I would like to see some upgrades out of Viddy. but it does not have those yet, and those can play a big role in the game. Viddy is going to move out with this, with the 4 Ultralists, and is also going to bring his 39 dogs up here. The dogs will be more to absorb the damage and to get up there so the Ultralists can get in. The Roaches will do very good. He has a very good armor build here, as the Roaches and the Ultralists are very heavy ground units, so this should be fairly good. Viddy is moving up the middle of the map, has ran into the creep of Veles, so Veles will be able to see him here and will know that Viddy is coming into the base. Once again, like I say, Viddy's macro seems to be a lot better. Veles is riding a pretty high count. Really needs to start pumping some more units out here so he can get caught up here. Really has been slow in that department. He is getting the swarm host here. I will imagine they're going to burrow pretty quick at the front of the base, possibly for defense, or maybe he's looking to make an attack pretty quick here. Viddy is going around here, going to go up the rocks as he does see the creep there. Will go up here and take this third quite easily. He does come down here, and there should be no try to defend this here. Dogs will surround the queen, eat them up here. Now Veles will really see the decimation of these Ultralists and these dogs. Now what he chooses to do with this should be interesting. There we go. We do have the burrow on the swarm host as he is ready for it. Viddy is going to move in here. This should be a good engagement here. Viddy's standing outside. He is going to go up here. No, he's going to pause here. Viddy is waiting for the right time to engage this army. Does have a bit of an army coming up here. Going to get a little bit of mutas in there. Is good to get that into the compilation ball that he has made so far. Does have the overseer, so should be able to mull through the swarm host. Swarm host with a great spawn point as they're going to go with the army. Very good Bronze League move. Take tips, you guys. This could be advanced Bronze League maneuvers, putting your locusts in with your army to attack. Very good move, Veles. He is going to put up one more spine crawler as he feels that is what he needs to defend this. 2 more spine crawlers. And Viddy will go up here, up the ramp now. He is too late. We do have Viddy going in here. He should mull through these guys pretty quick here. I can't imagine Veles coming out on top here, but we shall soon find out. Does have a lot of Hydralisks in the back, doing a lot of damage. Did target down the Ultralist. Very well done by Veles. Wow, very good defense. He had a very good force field, I guess. Very well done. Did not see it coming out that far ahead. Wow. I really thought it would have been a lot closer. If not, Veles would have lost that engagement. Apparently not. Really did have a lot of spine crawlers that take a lot of that damage up front while the Hydralists focus down the Ultralists. These guys should go down pretty quick here. These Roaches do not move very fast. The Hydras do have speed. Did save a lot of his Mutalist, though. Very well done by Viddy. Really needs to rethink what he's going to do here, as he's way behind in money right now. Is up on economy, though, but is losing out on the money and resources right now. So if Veles wanted, he really could go to a very hefty build. Does have 1,800 gas, so he really could pump out a lot of high-end units right now if he chooses to do so. Is droning up right now. If we go to the building tab, Viddy is going out with some more Ultralists. Do have a few Hydralisks coming out of Veles. Really needs to start spending that gas and resources. Could really go into possibly some mutas and bulk about a lot heavier, or go into an infestor build. Really depends what he wants. Don't recommend that when you are going up against the Ultralists, unless you want to use it to take control of the Ultralists. Then it would be a very good move, but might be well above Bronze League level. If we go down here to Viddy, does have his army up here, is going with 7 more mutas. If we do check out his muta count here, he should be getting pretty heavy on it. 21 mutas, is getting a good blanket of mutas. Really needs the double prong attack this, I do believe. Send the mutas in the back door, the main. Send your Ultralists and everything else up the front. And I think he could really do some damage. Take out a few of the main production buildings there, would do quite well. Very good creep spread, though, I will see by Veles. He is doing a heck of a job as far as I'm concerned for a lower league level play with a Zerg. Creep spread is not the best most times, but Veles is doing a very good job with it. We are getting the mutas moving up here. Does, like I say, have the 21 mutas. Should be a fairly good move here. We'll go and take the third out quite easily again, as it's just getting rebuilt, so a very good location to go up here and attack. Veles isn't doing it yet, but I would imagine we'll move over pretty quick here. Maybe we will see what's going on. Yes, sorry, I was going to speed it up, but it does look like Viddy is going to go in and engage. Should take these drones out pretty quick here. And yes, he does here. We'll take out the hatchery. Did leave a couple drones. Good cancel on the hatchery. Very well done, Veles. Is going to leave the last drone and go into the main. This is what he needed to do. Really needs to get in the main. Should be able to focus fire down these spore cores really quick. And then I would like to see him maybe move in and out of here. Is sending the infestors in there. The infestors are just there to look and see. As usual, they can't really do a whole lot there. and does have 2 spore crawlers. Viddy, realizing how much those spore crawlers do for damage, as he did lose a few more mutas in there, is now down to 14 mutas, so that was 7 mutas lost by Viddy. Really needs to move his main army up. Should have been taking the front door at the same time, but fair enough. Viddy will fly back, regroup at base. We will speed this up while he figures out what his next move is going to be. I would like to see maybe some more units out of Veles, like I say, but he's doing very well for the minimal amount of units he has. I will give him respect on that. If we go to the building time, Viddy has now decided the 31-minute mark is the time to get upgrades, is getting the car pace upgrades for the Ultralisk, which is exactly what he needs to do there. We do currently have also here the Ultralisk Cavern being built. He does want to go Ultralisk first. Ultralisk Veles does. I think he's a little bit too late at this point in the game, as Viddy is now up to 180 food to 112 food for Veles. Viddy, if he chooses his timing right here, he should have no problems walking up there. Really needs to choose the better of the engagements here. He does have the units to finish this, but really needs to engage at the proper spot and micro quite a bit better than what he has been doing. We will slow this down here, as Viddy is making his move up the map again, is almost capped out on his food, but he really needs to watch out as Veles is building units left, right, and center. Does currently have a few more units coming out here. Does have the Vipers in there now. So we'll be using a little bit of Vipers. I would assume to pull in the Ultralisk would be his best move. Viddy is going down to the other base, the new 3rd base of Veles, and we'll take that out quite easily. Very well done by Viddy, taking out that 3rd. Really, really helpful, as Veles does need to get out and get a 3rd here, as he is now spending all his money. Viddy might do this just straight on engagement here. There are a lot of Hydralisks there. These Hydras should be very, very scary, especially if he gets the hits with the Vipers and gets those Ultralisks pulled in. Viddy is selecting the mutas right now, it does look like, so maybe looking at a double-pronged attack, which is what I'm going to recommend, should be his best bet here. Send them into the main. They should be able to cover up whatever's in there. He doesn't have that many spore cars to take out a few of the production buildings, and move everybody else up the front. But as Bronze League play has told us, more than likely we will just see a head-on engagement with everyone. The Viper is moving, did ponder pulling someone in, couldn't quite get close enough, is really looking here. Everybody is back and forth here, not entirely sure who's going to do what here, and he does pull an Ultralisk in. Very good move by Veles. Very sick pull in there, as he did get an Ultralisk kill. Viddy is going at this one-on-one here, is moving up here, has decided this is not the best of engagements, as he does realize with all that wall up there really does put everything on Veles' side. Viddy really thinking about what he needs to do here. Very, very interesting here. Viddy still riding on 9 roaches, 7 Ultralisks on the field now. We do have still 2 out for Veles. Does have 7 queens. They aren't in the attack. The infestors are chucking out a bunch of infested Terran. They will give Viddy a little bit of an arrangement to move out, which will be in the open field. I don't know if this is the best move by Veles, moving out to the open field like this. Maybe should have stayed up the ramp, being down on an army count. Is losing units rapidly here. It does look like this is where Viddy's going to take this. Very well done by Viddy. I can't see Veles coming back from this. Very poor idea to move down and attack the way that Veles did there. Viddy is moving up here. There are a lot of spine cores, which are doing the damage right now, but Viddy's Mutalisk count is just too high for them. He's going to try and take out some spore cores. We'll take out all the spine cores at the front of the base almost. Slowly taking down the last spore car, but no, has just held it off. Viddy does have 127 food count. He does have a lot of units moving across the map here, I would like to imagine here. Yes, he does have a few Ultralisks. By the time they get up here, they might be able to mull through these Hydralisks here, but we're soon going to find out here. The Hydralisks are moving out. They're going back and forth. They're not too sure who's ahead of who. They do get out there. If he micros them properly, might be able to do some damage here to these Ultralisks. Ultralisks are going to try and move right in here, and here we go. They are going to chomp away the last of the spine cores. They're going to start chomping away at these Hydralisks. Hydralisks are running away here, and we will go and take out. This is what he needs to do, as Veles really doesn't have any other source of income other than from his expansion here. And it does look like this could be GG, as he will take out all these drones down here, leaving Veles with absolutely nothing. Very well played by Viddy here. I picture the GG coming. Food count's just too high. Does have a Viper in the back of the base. Very well done. An Overseer here, watching the dogs play in the playground. Bones on the field. Dogs are in the crates. Mutas on the timeline. Very well done by Mr. Viddy. Very much respect for you. Does have a count of 8 Ultralisks. That should be enough to get Veles out of this game. Out of a lot of Ultras on the field. Very good game played by both of them. I would like to see Veles maybe move out on the field with an army. He did do very good creep spread, but Viddy was just too much. Look at him riding 5 expansions here. Very well done. I will leave you with one parting engagement word my grandpa always told me. He always said, if you're going to drive a truck, you don't do it in the fields. Make sure you haul the hay down to where the ditch is going to go. Take that with a grain of salt. Use it in your everyday life. Very well done, everybody. Appreciate you watching. You be good. Don't hurt nobody. Peace.